Now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of our LaunchPad webinar. Glad to be here this morning with all of you. Have with me today Amalia and Michelle, who are also going to be somewhat part of this webinar.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Excellent. So, yep, definitely looking forward to some news from the industry, a couple of alerts that you should be aware of, and also I will be sharing something very interesting. The Search Engine Journal came up with. It's actually their yearly infographic on growth of social media. I believe this is a very interesting infographic that I will be providing the link so you can use it on your presentations, whether it's education or whether it's sales. Whether you're doing something on social media, it definitely shows the growth of social media. I know that that continues to be a part of an integrated marketing, online marketing strategy. So definitely you have to look into that. Although I know that the opinion varies from digital marketer to digital marketer regarding the importance of social media in that marketing mix. Some individuals believe it's more, of a less or tertiary, perhaps even importance versus, let's say, search engine optimization or paid search. Anyhow, definitely a great infographic with a lot of good stats that you may want to share. Even, you know what, as I share this link, you can actually share it on your LinkedIn. Something to talk about, right? Something to generate some interest. So we'll be sharing with that. But before we begin, Amalia has some feedback in regards to some of the changes that are happening with AdWords. Perhaps you want to share that with us, Amalia, to begin.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, I want to share this new article. Basically, AdWords app for Android now is supporting the universal app campaigns. Basically, new conversion columns are also available in the latest Android updates. The Google AdWords app for Android now includes support for universal app campaigns and features 2 new conversion columns. Also, the app promoters can monitor basically their universal app campaigns, which enable ad distribution across the Google ecosystem. Ecosystem search, basically search the Play Store, YouTube, AdMob, and mobile display network. Metrics like downloads and the average cost per install are also available. The app marketers can also adjust budgets and target cost per install from the app, which is pretty good. The new conversion columns available in the app show total conversion value and conversion value per cost. The new feature is basically rolled out in the most recent update to the Android app, and it's available in the Play stores. And Google also released the iOS version of the AdWords app in January. So we want to share that with you, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Armando, do you want to add to that? I may have lost Armando there.
No, I'm here. Sorry about that.
Oh,
For everybody that, yeah, sorry about that. For everybody that is looking into doing some paid search campaigns for their clients who have apps, I'm gonna actually post a link here on chat so you can kind of have a look at it. In regards to this notification, I'm gonna quickly also just go to the website, the AdWords website where the posting is. Have a look at it. You know what? There is a lot of information provided in regards to support from AdWords. So definitely have a read if you do have any clients in the area. Sorry, I'm going to toggle back, but we thought that was an interesting piece of news, specifically for your clients who may have any apps and want to be doing any AdWords advertising. So thank you, Amalia, for that. The other piece of news that I wanted to share with you that was also shared by Search Engine Land was in regards to Yahoo's Build Your Own Search service, also known as BOSS. And BOSS was actually a service that they launched back in July 10, 2008. And after, I guess, reviewing it as part of their strategic plan, Yahoo has decided that the service will close as of March 31st, 2016. I'm just letting you know. I know that it is mainly a tool or an API that, sorry, it was a tool that allowed both developers and non-developers to build a simple search service through their search tools. So it was basically allowing you to have that capability using this Yahoo BOSS, also known as BOSS, right? And to give you a little bit of a background, initially it was powered off using Yahoo search technology, and then when Microsoft took over their search, they migrated some of the features to Microsoft's index and also added a fee structure based on query volume. So it kind of worked a little bit like the Google search tool, right, that you can add to your website. So anyhow, I'm not surprised about this change. I mean, number one, the tool was out there for about 8 years. It seems that it didn't get a lot of traction in the market, not a lot of use, and as a result, Yahoo has stopped really providing that service. Now they did provide an alternative. I didn't get a chance to talk to the team in regards to what they call the YPA or Yahoo Partner Ads, which pretty much is part of their advertising network. And according to this notification by Yahoo, the YPA or Yahoo Partner Arts, which is a JavaScript solution that provides algorithm web results with search ads for publishers who manage their own search engine result pages. So here you go. There is a link, developer.yahoo.com/YPA. So I know that, based on what, I kind of get a sense of the IC community. We don't get a lot of requests for Yahoo products. So just want to let you know, or if you do come across a question from a client, that this service will officially close on March 31st. Again, I believe that this Yahoo Partner Ads is just part of their network their ad network solutions. So wanted to share that with you. Amalia, I believe you have something in regards to a site getting a little bit in trouble, hot waters in Japan.
Yeah. So it's not really a direct effect to us, but I did want to share the news where basically we discussed this a couple months ago, and here's the most recent update. Google has penalized the link network in Japan. After being basically quiet for over a year on link network penalties, Google says it's penalized a large Japanese-based link network. Earlier this week, on the Google Japanese Webmaster blog, Google announced it has targeted a link network in Japan for using practices against the Google Webmaster guidelines. Specifically, the link network was trying to artificially inflate the page rank and trust factors of the websites through buying, selling, and trading links with the sole intent of ranking higher in Google search results. Interesting. The translated version by Google Translate of the blog, basically, they translated this for us to be able to read this. The blog basically reads, as part of this effort, Google, this time, in order to operate a legally search result link program, has undergone a countermeasure against some of the site network of the Japanese had done the buying and selling of participating in the link. Among this is because it was also included sites that repeatedly webmaster guidelines violation was subjected to severe measures that normal in some cases. In addition, we tell even before there seems to be the case that the measures would be carried out, such as violation of the webmaster guidelines in place without the knowledge of the webmaster. Previously, it introduced the example of SEO firms, but it seems there's also generated by the outsourcing of such advertising, not only SEO skilled in the art. In order to prevent this, the webmaster, they recommend that you check from time to time and see whether subcontractors are doing what the measure is supposed to be. The last time Google officially confirmed hitting a link network with a penalty was back in November 2014, and when Google targeted a Polish-based link network. Google did take action on many link networks back in 2014, but this has also focused more of their attention, at least communication-wise, on the mobile spam and redirects. So I thought it was pretty interesting. They got themselves in a little bit of trouble there, and I thought it was interesting news to share. Armando, do you have any feedback on that?
Yeah. No, the only feedback here is I do apologize for the title. I made a mistake on the title when I was copying over. But the key thing here to do take note of is that, Google is still targeting these type of violators, and in this case, obviously, happened in Japan. So it's a worldwide effort from Google to make sure that these link building or networking companies are doing. If they are doing some sort of black SEO activities, that they get penalized. I mean, from our perspective, let's say bringing it down to the WSI world, or even within the supplier network, whether you're working with a production team, or perhaps you've outsourced this, just make sure that, as the article mentions, they're following the webmaster guidelines. In our case situation, we typically at ALM do try to follow as much as possible the guidelines provided by the webmaster guidelines, as well as best business practices. The only challenge that we do have, and I will be very transparent about it, is that, what, whatever it's working today, whatever Google says it's okay today, tomorrow they may turn around and it may dictate that it's now not a great practice, or it's a bad practice. So that's the only thing that we are challenged by, which is obviously Google's way of mandating how to properly do link building. But from our perspective, we do try to keep webmaster guidelines as part of our strategy. And yeah, from time to time, rule of thumb is, do get a chance to check some of the things that are happening on your client's website. There are many tools out there where you can check the link quality. For example, one of the tools that I know, we use a number of tools, and one of the ones that I've kind of looked at a lot myself, this is just my personal opinion, is Moss's Open OSC, Open Site Explorer, which now has a link quality score. And if you have any questions about any clients that you're looking at acquiring, or any clients that you have today that may be into a little bit of trouble, want to run a little bit of a test, just let us know and we can definitely run that. I'm pretty sure the team will be able to provide some feedback. Again, one of the questions that we have, and thank you, Bob, for bringing it up in regards to the Google Core algorithm update, as Chris mentioned about 2-3 weeks back in the webinar in January. At this stage, the algorithm, I mean, it's something that we're keeping an eye on. There's no need to make any substantial changes to the way we're doing things, because right now, even within Google, there is a bit of confusion internally as to what these core algorithm changes were all about. So Google has not come out and said these are the things that you should avoid. All they've come out and said in reality through their various communication is, make sure you're following the webmaster guidelines. So that's what we're doing right now in regards to how will that change SEO. We're still we don't have a clear answer, because even industry experts and groups that we're part of have not come with something that's very tangible, or a list of changes that we should be doing. Obviously, do rest assured that we are keeping an eye on it, but at this stage there's no need to change our adaptive SEO strategy, whether it's the way we are driving content, or creating content, whether it's the way we're doing our link building strategy, or social media optimization business, or any on-page optimization guidelines. At this stage, it's business as usual. However, we are keeping an eye on it. So just wanted to kind of reiterate that based on also on the algorithm changes. Excellent. Thank you for that question. Okay, one thing that I did want to share with you, something that came out, I believe this was in Search Engine Journal that I was able to pick this up. There is a specific WordPress update that is very important, that you should at least take a look at or consult with your supplier, production team, or in-house web developer. Have them take a look at this. WordPress came out with a security update that it is strongly encouraged to update your sites. I mean, they actually use the word immediately. Before you go out there and start clicking on the update buttons of your WordPress core, make sure that you double check with your development support team, because you don't want to be able to you don't want to create any challenges with plugins that may not be compatible to this new update. However, it is I did want to share that it is something that they did recommend you have a look at, that you really review, because there are two security issues, and that's the key reason why I wanted to bring this post from WordPress that was also again posted on Search Engine Journal, and it's because there's a possible what they call SSRF for certain local URIs reported by a gentleman named Ronnie Skansing, and it was confirmed, and also an open redirection attack reported by Shailesh Suthar. So again, if you go to the WordPress site, they give you a lot more direction, technical know-how in regards to these updates. Basically, they did about fixes to 17 bugs and so on. But before you go out there and start, clicking on the button update on the WordPress CMS, please make sure that you do speak with your developer, okay? Because sometimes you may be using plugins that can be impacted by any update on WordPress. So double check, have a look at that. At least, you know what, send an email or a question, or send a question across to your web developer or web development team or supplier in regards to this security update. From our perspective, our team is already looking into this, seeing how relevant and that is for any sites that were published earlier. Keep in mind, though, that unfortunately, just like with any open source CMS, we don't have control of these updates, and they just come up as they feel necessary or required, right? So you may want to also educate your client on that. I mean, it's not something that we can control. How can you best tell if all plugins are compatible with a WordPress update? Very good question, Mark. In this case, one of the best ways to actually check is obviously to read the documentation of the specific WordPress update, as well as to see what type of specific plugins that you may have that if you go to their site, they usually have also updates themselves. The other best way of doing it is if you actually grab a copy of your existing site and put it into a staging or a sandbox, and then try to conduct the update there first. So before you do the update on the live site, try to have a copy on a sandbox or staging server, and there is where you can then run the update. And once you run the WordPress update, then start testing every plugin individually. This is why sometimes WordPress updates are somewhat costly, because you know what, if you just press if you just click on the button to update now, it may impact your site. So one of the things, best business practices that we recommend is grab a copy of the live site, put it into a staging server, and one by one try to test the plugins to make sure that everything is working. Okay, so yeah, it is a little bit of a tedious work, and this is why it's a billable service, and you should notify your client before you move forward and let them know that these updates, I mean, unfortunately, these updates are not controlled by you, not controlled by the supplier. These are updates controlled by the CMS, in this case WordPress.org, right? So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and we can try to assist you. But again, have a read about on this, and try to inform yourself before, as much as possible before you go on and click the update now button. Okay, excellent. So I wanted to share that with you as well. Okay, moving along. Okay, the other interesting article, and also somewhat news that I wanted to share with you, is the rise of hacked content. And it seems that based on some of the articles that I've read, and specifically this one on Search Engine Land, that it is something that SEOs and digital marketers or SEO specialists are recommending that you do keep a very, very good eye on what's happening on your client's site, because there is a rise on hacked content, and there's been reports of more and more hacked and spam content appearing in Google search engine result pages. So what's happening is you're kind of getting the old revival tactic of bait and switch content hacks, and Google themselves has said this increase in spam content, it's not related to its recent algorithm update. So do be aware of that. It just means that for some reason hackers have made it a goal to be more active in early 2016 so far. So here you will have some of the things that are happening. For example, on the left-hand side here is a notification on Google Search Console that talks about undetermined malware. Okay, so what I would recommend, as well as what the article recommends, is do keep an eye on Google Search Console to make sure that your client site hasn't been recently hacked, right? For any type of content or spam. The other way is that Google has also been reporting on the search engine result pages, right? On the search engine result pages, hacked sites. So for example, here's an example of a Canadian company, Quenchwater Canada, quenchwater.com, where on the Google search result page, they actually put a notification called this, or a notification, this site may be hacked. Okay, so these are some of the things that are happening across the board on Google, where they're actually notifying either the webmasters through Google Webmaster Tools, and or just posting a notification on the search engine result pages, right? In some cases, just going back on Google Search Console, Google is providing some level of feedback and confirmation that it's being cleaned up once it's cleaned up. In others, it's not. So you have to take it on a case-by-case scenario. There was an example on this specific article that talked about sometimes on Google Search Console just notifying you but not telling you what to fix or how to fix it. So definitely, if you do get a notification on your Google Search Console, make sure that you do touch base with your SEO team, as well as your web development team. Okay, because that's very important. But again, these security notifications are being part of Google Search Console, or directly, worst case scenario, they are actually being notified on the search engine result page. Okay, so what are some of the steps that you can take, or your client can take, or preventive measures to make sure that your client site, it's not being hacked? As like I mentioned, be vigilant. Keep an eye on your website every day from a health perspective. This may require having a dedicated person in-house or hiring an agency. You may also want to run daily security scans on your site. I believe that there's a couple of great products out there that you should also consider outside of any security plugins that, for example, in the case of WordPress, that CMS, they have a number of security plugins, but there's also security service like Sucuri.net or SiteLock that you may want to double check to see if you want to add to your client's site. These are paid security measures, and moving forward, as you begin to work with your clients on new websites and put new proposals for them, apart from the technology, apart from the content or the SEO, make sure you add an area there for security, because security on websites, it's more and more a hot topic. It's more and more sites are being hacked, and it doesn't matter whether they are an open source technology or a custom CMS. These things do happen, right? So make sure that you may go the extra mile, and some of these services are very, very affordable. So make sure that you go the extra mile to look into additional security services. So again, this is something that is definitely recommended. The other thing is you may want to also keep your checks on Google Search Console and even Bing Webmaster Tools, right? They both have great site health diagnostics, sorry, that will help you easily monitor what's happening to your site. So do not rely just on the production team or your SEO or web developer. Maybe schedule weekly or at least 2 to 3 times a month checks on your Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools, because if you leave it for there's always a whole aspect of human error. For example, from our perspective at ALM, we typically log into the Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools about 2 to 3 times a month. right? But something can happen. So maybe from your perspective, be very proactive, and you know what, schedule these checks for your clients, and you may have to do them yourself. So definitely, that's why these resources are there for. The other recommendation, obviously, software updates. So again, making sure that your site has the specific plugins, add-ons, they're all updated on a frequent basis. Okay, passwords. That's another thing. You know, this is very important. You want to have strong, unique, long passwords to help prevent hackers from being able to guess your logins. So again, don't use very very loose passwords. Time and time again, I see this all the time when we're getting any logins from prospects who want us to review their website. Their passwords always tend to be very weak. It's better to have a long password with different with a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols to make it strong. So this is again a part of preventive measures. Hosting provider. Again, you want to make sure that you are working with a well-known hosting provider who offers quality, security, benefits, and support. This is very key. Sometimes cheap web hosting, it's not the option. You have to educate your client that to avoid any costly um, um, issues in regards to trying to fix a hack site, is best that you choose a well-known hosting provider who may be offering a premium service, but the quality of security is higher, right? The challenge sometimes is, for example, with share hosting, if one of the sites gets attacked, the probability of that virus or malware attacking other sites within that specific server, that specific box per se, is also very high. So this doesn't mean that they will always go on and infect other websites. But if one website within that box is hacked or has some malware or has been infected, there is a likelihood that others will. So, and your site may be a victim of such actions, right? And then also importantly, site backup. Obviously, even NASA gets hacked, right? So that's the even very very well known websites get hacked. So it is part of the internet. So the best key thing is to be preventive, and one of those preventive measures is obviously having a site backup, right? So if there is a site, having a site backup plan, right? So if there is an event of a site breach, you can always go back and use your backed up or a copy of the site that's been backed up. So again, please, I know that sometimes your clients may forget this, but it's probably something that you may want to touch base with them as well. If you know that their site keeps getting hacked, hey, you know what? It may be that their sites, their developer hasn't been able to find the door where the hacker is getting through. So you may be looking at expert advice. And like I said, services like SiteLock, like Security. I'm pretty sure there's lots of them out there. Do your research. I know that, for example, Security is we've used in the past at ALM, and they do offer a good service. So far, we've had great experience. The ICs have had great experience with it. So have a look at it. Make your own decision. But you know what? Always have that as part of your game plan, because you know what? If you don't act preventive, then your clients will be definitely a bit upset with you in regards to not notifying them. Excellent. So these are some of the things that you should be aware of. I also wanted to share a very interesting and resourceful article on link building, specifically for local link building. Okay, so this article contains about 10 ideas, and uh, sorry, just wanted to share with you that I'm gonna write here, security.net, I believe that's the name of the company. So just in regards to Sucuri, I wanted to share that with you. Sucuri.net, I think it's the URL. I'll try to get it for you, confirm it before the end of the webinar. Sorry, getting back to this article, my apologies, got sidetracked there for a second. Here are 10 link building tips that are very easy to do, And as you continue to work on your client's local SEO strategy, obviously a production team may have a link building strategy of their own, doing local citations, etc. However, it's always good to be proactive, and this article shares 10 local link building tips that I thought I would share with you. Please, these can be shared with your clients, and at the same time, you don't have to do all 10. Even if you tackle 2 or 3, I bet you that if you're able to be successful on acquiring some of these links, you will be much better off. And remember, this activity does not have to be all IC driven. You can spearhead it, but your client most likely should be able to implement at least 1 or 2. So try these out. These are 10 great ideas that you should be able to at least present them to your client in order to increase. Specifically, those clients that are very, very knowledgeable with SEO perhaps, or have taken a course in SEO and they're all about local and local link building. Hey, listen, here are 10 ideas that they can draw upon to increase their link building strategy. So number 1, you're looking at alumni or military discounts. One of the ideas here is to offer a discount to alumni from a free local university. Once you got a page on your site explaining the discount, it's usually quick and easy to reach out to local alumni groups and get added to their sites. So you know what? If you are doing some type of discount, try it. Try that promo. Maybe during education week. There's education always seems to be a very hot subject, and you know what? You want to help alumni. Hey, here's an opportunity. The other option is military discounts. Obviously, these ones do require a bit more outreach and follow up to get those links posted on those external sites. But again, if you are offering a great military discount, hey, try it out. Okay, so this is number 1. Number 2, it's local meetups. In this case, the author talks about how local meetups are an untapped gold mine for local links. You can go to meetup.com, sorry, and check out the active groups in your area. And the idea here is to look for groups that are related to your business first, then branch out to other local groups. And first, you want to go after groups that are looking for a location for their meetings, offer up your place of business, and boom, you got an easy local link. So if you do have, let's say some free, if you do have an office, for example, or you share an office space that you can definitely have a meeting and want to offer up to other groups, you can volunteer to it. And obviously meetup.com, if you have any backlinks from there, they're very reputable links. So go to meetup.com, find out what's happening. It does take a little bit of research, and try to find ideas on how to get any sort of backlinks. Even if it is also maybe just notifying them, not necessarily about a promo that you're having, but maybe an event, which is also part of this list of recommendations. One of them is hosting a community event. So in this case, throw a party and invite the entire city. It's that easy. Whether it's a 4th of July cookout or an Easter egg hunt for the kiddos, if you host an event that's open to the community, it's really easy to get links and also social mentions. So in this case, if your client's company is having an anniversary or a very special event, a summer barbecue, or let's say they're sponsoring, or not necessarily sponsoring, or spearheading a charity event per se, you know what? You want to let your local newspaper, local chamber of commerce, anything that has to do with local events, want to let them know about this event, and most likely you will be able to get those links and mentions as well. So definitely, it does require a little bit of time. Don't just think that it's just a matter of doing one email and sending it out. It requires a bit of time and a strategy to put this together. However, it can be very valuable. Okay. Excellent. Give me a quick second here. Excellent. So I would recommend that. And the example that they gave here for hosting a community event, you've always seen, for example, auto dealers always having blowout sales, and they have a community event, and they may even have like a picnic, or even they may even have a mini circus, or events for the family. Something that's worth doing, that it definitely touches the community. Number one, you're giving back to the community, but as well, you know what, it'll get you some great mentioning on some websites, local websites, right, which is very key. The other one is creating a local resource page. Again, we'll take a little bit of time for you to share information with outsiders about something in the area that you're passionate about. For example, they're talking about if you're a connoisseur of smoked meats, or maybe, hey, I would do breweries. I mean, microbreweries are such a um, they're growing everywhere across North America. So maybe you want to share a list of those microbrewers or best barbecue joints in your city, and you know what, publish a list of these barbecue joints or microbreweries and so on. Remember, you want to make this local resource page somewhat relevant to your business, right? The other idea is, you know what, publishing a list of the best activities in town for your children. If it's useful information about your area, other sites will link to you because they'll find that your local resource page actually does have some valuable. And if your local municipal website, or town website catches that on, you know what, and if you keep that updated, they will actually link back to you. So again, it does require a bit of a strategy. It's not just tactical, but it also requires a little bit of work. And once it's done, you know what, you can just keep that local resource page updated. Okay. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to give you any examples before this webinar, but I'm pretty sure you get the picture. The other one is local awards. Find out what local awards your business might be eligible for and get yourself nominated. The results are nearly always published online, which means that the winners typically get links. So have a look at that. That's another option for your clients, or even for you as consultants, to be able to tap into local awards. Okay. And again, this list compile 10 link building tips. Try one, try two. You don't need to go out there and try all 10. Take one step at a time. The other one is take advantage of relationships you've built. Definitely start getting engaged with your local colleagues in regards to other small, medium-sized business owners. I'm pretty sure that your clients have built relationships with other local business owners, whether they are direct competitors or not direct competitors. Definitely you want to develop a relationship with them. And if their websites have some very good SEO authority, it's always good to request for those links. Again, in this case, you got to take a bit of a precautionary approach, making sure that the websites that's going to be linking back to you has some good SEO authority. Don't just go ahead and start asking for links. You want to maybe do a bit of research before you request a backlink, right? Think about other businesses that are similar to yours or that support your own, or even businesses in unrelated verticals whose owners you're simply friends with. Since you already know the owners, it's typically incredibly easy to get those links, right? So even if they're promoting your charity event, if they're promoting your yearly barbecue, or you know what, if it's your BNI group that's getting together, you know what, make sure that you are engaging. And these are tips that you can give your clients, right? This is for your clients to, if they're involved in the community, if they're involved with BNI or any type of networking event, see how they can also participate in this the creation of local link building. Local figures, this was a little bit tougher. If your client has a bit of push with local politicians or a local figure per se, like a city councilor, maybe you can set up an interview with that person, and once it's published on the local newspaper or even a local newsletter, you'll be able to get some juicy local links. Again, it's an idea that you can throw out there to your client. You can definitely, again, will require a bit of a strategy. And I will tell you that of these 10 local links, many of these may fail for you, but there may be one that you may hit the jackpot and be successful. Obviously, local directories. This again, I believe that the internet consultant can play part of this, and also your client, because if you are working with a supplier like ALM, for example, locally nobody knows local better than your client. So we may be able to hit a lot of the local directories, but maybe there are some hidden ones that are very small directories that we are not privy. We don't know. We simply don't know. So it'd be great if your client or yourself can do a bit of a research here and find some other small directories that are worth reviewing, not just looking at Google search and and try to get listed right away. You want to make sure they are clean. You want to do a bit of due diligence. If they're worth it, at least, because they're local, have a link back there. So touch base with your SEO expert, your SEO team to help you with that. Local blogs. Find local bloggers and start to network. Once you build a relationship with them, it won't be hard to get them to write about your business and include a link. So again, there's always critics out there. There's always individuals that like blogging. So if you do come across a local blogger, team up with them, and again, have them write an article about not necessarily promoting your brand per se, but a service that you provide or a product that can help the community, etc. Right? They don't necessarily have to come out directly and promote your client's brand or your client's business. They can just talk about a service that they provide. If it's tax season, for example, and your client's a local accountant, maybe they can talk to a local blogger. The 10 best business practices on filing your income tax this year, or how you can save money on when submitting your income taxes. Anyhow, there's a lot of, or if your client's a dentist, and obviously, I'm pretty sure there's a dentist a calendar of events in the dentistry world. Keeping up with your healthy, your healthy teeth. Fresh smile. Anyhow, there's a lot of ways of working, but the key thing is networking with local bloggers. And one of the coolest idea is sponsoring a little league team. So if your client does do indeed sponsor a little league team, take advantage of that. And uh, definitely you'll get some good link backs, and if they're local, obviously, for example, if you're sponsoring the local baseball team or local football, soccer, or even swimming. I mean, there's so many sports out there for kids, and all of these key sports activities are scheduled and managed by usually either the city or by a private company, and they have a website. Look, you may be able to get some nice sponsorship backlinks to your site. So have a look at that, and definitely that can get you a good, strong local link to your site. So here are 10 local link building tips. Sometimes clients may come to you and say, I don't have an idea, or I don't have a clue of what to do. I don't have any ideas. Can you help me? Well, you know what? Out of these 10, grab 3 or 4 and test them out, and see how well you do with that. So I just wanted to share this because typically, it's not just about what the SEO team is doing for you, but also what you can do at the local level. It's a joint effort. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. Excellent. So here we go. I wanted to share, just to finalize today's webinar, I wanted to share an interesting infographic that was created by Search Engine Journal in collaboration with Pixel Row Designs. This is the third release of their growth of social media, and this one kind of talks a little bit about the growth from 2010 to 2015, so 5 years of growth of social media. And I will get to the link in a second. I just wanted to share some interesting stats for you. LinkedIn, in regards to users worldwide, 97 million, Pinterest 100 million, Tumblr 230 million, Twitter 316, Google Plus 343, Instagram 400 million. YouTube and Facebook are the largest. Have the largest active users, with YouTube at 1 billion and Facebook at 1.5 billion. Very interesting stats. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but you know what? Sometimes you have to put it into perspective. The possibilities of reaching out to your target audience. So if you just give me a quick second, I'm just going to pause here and move on to this. Just give me a quick second. Okay, let's bring it up here. So I'm going to share this with you all. Okay. Oops. Okay. So So I'll share the link afterwards. I believe that this is a good tool for you to use on your presentations, whether you're doing an educational presentation at a breakfast event or a network event. You want to do a bit of a PowerPoint presentation on social media, and just shed some light with your network or at the Chamber of Commerce, whatever you're doing. Some of this data will help you, and even you can use it when educating your clients and putting your proposals together, presentations, and so on. So just a couple of key stats here. You can look at the fact that active users worldwide between 20 to 2015, you're looking at 1.96 billion users of social media, and obviously you have Facebook, YouTube, etc. It kind of gives you a graph between 2010 to 2015 of the growth on that. Let me just close this out for you. Okay. Then it also gives you annual social network user growth. Okay. You can definitely tell that there's a little bit of a spiral down now of growth in user. However, it continues to grow, right? The matter of the fact that, yes, you know what, between 2015 to 2016, there's going to be a lack of growth. Doesn't mean there's a lack of usage. It just means that obviously, the math fundamental, the more users that you have every year, the less, percentage of growth, because um, uh, uh, you're you're saturating the market, right? Okay, so world population on social media, 3 billion internet users globally, 2.5 billion people have social media accounts, 1.7 billion are active social media accounts. So again, demographics, they tell you a little bit about some of the demographics that you should be looking at, some of the age groups. For example, 89% of all social media users are between the ages of 18 to 29. So these are your millennials per se. You have some millennials here between 30 to 49, mainly 30 to 33. I think that's where the cutoff is, around there for millennials. But you can definitely see that the majority is here, and you can see that obviously 50 to 65, there's still users out there. Okay, adults 71% on Facebook. The next one is LinkedIn. So if your target audience is adults, LinkedIn is, apart from Facebook, you should always have a LinkedIn strategy, followed by Pinterest and Instagram and obviously Twitter. Okay, so again, even if your client has a B2C business, there's always a spin on how to properly do social media posts on LinkedIn. And then it goes into specific figures. Now, these figures, just to mention, are worldwide. Okay, so for example, 1.55 billion monthly active users on Facebook. On average, people spend 42 minutes daily. So users usually spend a lot of time. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. I'm not on Facebook. I personally don't like Facebook, but I do see my wife on Facebook, and I do see other of my friends on Facebook and family members, including my mom, on Facebook. So I know that that is true. Um, Among millennials, 82% who use the internet are also on Facebook. 132 million estimated growth for 2015. So again, growth among adults. So this basically gives it some, I don't know, 30,000 foot view of where Facebook is at, right? And if you do a little bit more digging, you can probably look at per country. But it definitely gives you the magnitude of where Facebook is at, and why your client should at least be active on Facebook. And being active on Facebook doesn't mean you have to, have, hundreds of, or you don't have to be posting every day. Have strategic posts, have a strategy, and go and execute it. Look at this, interesting. More other facts, 71% of users are urban, 72 are suburban, okay, and 69% rural. So, hey, listen, if you have clients that are in the rural area that want to target rural demographic, they're still users. They're only about 2 points, 3 points behind suburban and urban. So they're still out there. They are using it out there, okay. Facebook serves 4 billion daily videos views online, and direct uploads of user videos to Facebook now exceed YouTube. So here's a battle for video between YouTube and Facebook. Twitter, again, 360 million users, 17 minutes spent daily on Twitter per account user, less usage among millennials. 24% of them are male, 21 female. Estimated growth, tells you a little bit about that. Um, a little bit about the statistics in regards to the US. This is a very interesting stat. 86% of Twitter users are on mobile, obviously on the go right away, and 14 desktop. Sorry, I'm going to go a little bit high to see what. Here, it was less, 68% on mobile and 32% on desktop. And I would imagine those people that are at work too. Pinterest, demystifying Pinterest. Some ICs ask us about, should I be doing anything on Pinterest and Instagram? Well, Pinterest seems to be having a lot of users, 100 million users with 21 minutes spent daily. Wow, on Pinterest on average. Obviously, if you can look at the breakdown of demographic, females, by sex, for example, you're looking at 85% of them are female users, 15 of them male users. So it's very visual, and it's very community driven from that perspective. 106% growth among adults. So if your client wants to target this demographic, got to get into that. Again, and you may think that because it's a very creative graphical view type of a social media property where it's a lot of design, a lot of pictures, images, etc. Hey, listen, 92% of all these users are mobile, right? So definitely people are looking at reviewing their Instagram on the go. Here, whoa, very interesting. 30% of users are rural versus urban and suburban. So interesting stat. Percentage of pins made by women, 92%. Pinterest users outside the US, obviously less use outside the US. I know that Facebook tends to be predominantly the big one in Latin America, Europe, and also Asia. Okay. Instagram, again, has some good stats. So anyhow, it goes down to Reddit, Google Plus, as well as LinkedIn. It seems that there is way less time spent on LinkedIn. I still would recommend you have a strategy for that. The numbers seem to be a little bit less. Desktop usage is high, meaning that most likely adults are looking at LinkedIn or reviewing their LinkedIn online. And obviously, many of these users are probably from the sales and marketing perspective, doing a little bit of lead gen prospecting recon on prospects. But again, there's still use of this. And as you can see, urban usage is high, not surprisingly. And LinkedIn usage stretch across 200 countries and territories. So it is something that you should do. You should be promoting with your clients and educating your clients. Tumblr, whoa, interestingly enough, 34 minutes average time spent by user. So anyhow, I'm going to share, and it goes down to Snapchat. I'm going to share this with you. It's a link that you should have. Wanted to kind of end the webinar with this, and just give me a quick second here. I wanted to share that with you, that link here. I'm just posting it online, and hope it helps you. I hope it definitely helps you. I know there was a question in regards to Twitter, 24% male plus 21 male. Yeah, I don't know what the other 55 are, Mark, in regards to some of these stats. However, if you go to Search Engine Journal, they have the complete infographic, and hopefully it will shed some light. Again, we'll pass over to Michelle. I know that we're running a promotion very quickly. This is just to remind everybody about the ALM website promotion.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Just wanted to remind you guys that this promotion is going on for the rest of February. It is for a 5-page templated theme website. So if you have clients that are out there that are looking for an economic solution to get a website built quickly as well, this is probably your your best bet. I wanted to just point out the features, of course. It is fully responsive. It does come with a blog module, of course, your Contact Us form, Google Analytics integration, and it is SEO friendly. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to give us a shout. The promotional price is $699 and plus the template cost, so we can walk you through that. Back to
Excellent.
you, Armando.
Thank you. Thank you, Amalia. I had a great recommendation from Shirish. We'll put it on our notes. Amalia and Michelle, if you can, one of them just take notes. It is good to get a scale for social platforms, but would be even better if we can get some regional granularity on the stats. So leave that with me, Shirish. I may not have it for everybody by next week, but we'll do some digging into regards to some stats per country. Right. So leave that with us, and hopefully we can get you some nice stats that you can share with your clients. Again, thank you for joining us this week on our webinar. You can definitely reach out to us as required. We're definitely here to help you and assist you. Have a great week. Our contact information here. Hey, don't forget to rate us on K2. Say how wonderful these webinars are. Have a great week. Enjoy your week. May you close many deals, and may you continue to help your clients. Take care. See you next week. Bye-bye.